country are once again signing up for loans from the Paycheck Protection Program.
Yeah, according to the Treasury Department, Phase 1 covered 1.6 million businesses and protected 30 million jobs.
So what's different for businesses looking to cash in Phase 2? Congressman Tim Burchett from the House Small Business Committee joins us live to break down the new guidelines. Good to see you this morning, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all got me out of milking the cows this morning.
You're welcome. No, we appreciate you being here.
I'm just kidding. Yes, ma'am.
Let's take a look at some of these numbers right now and the PPP restart numbers. More than 100,000 PPP loans have been processed yesterday alone. A lot of small business owners, upset how the last round went because, you saw the bigger companies getting a lot of money out there and money that, a lot of business owners feel should have been designated for them. How do we ensure they're the ones getting it this time?
Well, I think the president was correct by publicly shaming some of those companies. Pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered, and that's kind of where we're at. The Secretary Mnuchin from the Treasury has issued some new guidelines that will, in fact, ensure that the smaller businesses will receive the bulk of the money. And also there's going to be legislation coming down the pike, too, to keep those larger corporations that got money, like the airlines and others. I've prepared legislation, in fact, to say that if they do get this money, that they're not allowed to give out bonuses and things. They, during the banking bailout, they did that, and they had stock buybacks and all these things. And to me, it was pretty shady type of situation. So hopefully some of this legislation will, in fact, enforce that. But the Secretary has promulgated rules to do just that, and it will ensure that the small businesses do receive the bulk of the money.
Yeah, looking at these guidelines here and how it's going to change this to try and make it better so this money lasts longer, businesses must prove in good faith that the loan is necessary. You got to show that you don't have this money somewhere else. Also, businesses with access to capital are likely ineligible. If you've got a rainy day fund, you shouldn't be asking for this money. Banks capped at processing no more than $60 billion in loans, so some of these big banks can't do all the damage. You've got submitting up to 5,000 loans at once. That's the max. That's the pacing that they're talking about to try and make this money last longer. And no company in bankruptcy can get a PPP loan. So if you're going to file for bankruptcy, you can't do it. And farmers, ranchers, even some hospitals are now eligible. Is this going to be enough? These guidelines going to be enough to prevent what we saw in round one from happening again?
Well, what I hope is that our economy gets back in gear. It's not a one size fits all. Tennessee is definitely not New York, and New York is not Tennessee. We're getting back to work. And as you saw our Governor Bill Lee earlier, I think that's going to be the key, is getting folks back to work. The Swedish model, everybody refers to the Swedish model, and everybody thinks we're talking about something in Sports Illustrated. But I think they had a pretty good idea of what was going on with it. The folks that were susceptible to the disease, they didn't go to work. They were quarantined, and the others went back to work, and they practiced social distancing. And that's what we're doing here in Tennessee. Everybody understands the situation, but Tennessee is the volunteer state, and they want to get back to work. And that's going to be ultimately what will resolve all of our problems, I think, because if we don't, our economy is going to be sunk. We've moved closer to socialism in the last 4 or 5 weeks than they have been able to do since the Depression. So we've got to get America back to work. That is the only solution.
Yeah. I've had a lot of viewers ask me this question, sir, and I know people personally who are having this issue. They got approved for the loan the last time around, but then the money ran out, so they've been approved and kind of just in waiting. Do you know, those who have already been approved, are they going to get that money?
Yeah, they are. We spent nearly $3 trillion, I think, in this total and all the packages together. But what I would hope is that Congress would not throw more money at a problem. Let's see I like what our Speaker McCarthy has said, that we should see where the money is going to go before we start allocating a lot more money. I think we've done our due diligence on that. But I think everybody that applies this time around pretty much should get it. But there will, of course, be shortages, and I'm sure the Democrats will be plotting to spend a lot more of our money. But I would hope that we would just see where this money goes first before we allocate a lot more.
Congressman, we'll let you get back to milking those cows. Thank you so much for getting up early with us today. We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate y'all very much.
All right.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here.